our predictions for the 2023 Singapore Grand Prix. Right, let's get into our predictions then, shall we? And begin with biggest good surprise. Oh yeah, I've been cooking. I've been cooking this week, Tommy. Lance Stroll, biggest good surprise. Oh yes, indeed. This man in 2022, as Frank enters the room, he had a good result. He beat Sebastian Vettel. Biggest good surprise doesn't mean that he beats Fernando Alonso necessarily. But I think within 1 or 2 tenths, Mike Crack himself said that he is no worse than Fernando Alonso. He said it, right?
Yeah.
And off the back of that huge commendation, not because Lawrence Stroll had some kind of threat over his head, I'm sure. I'm convinced Lance is going to take that compliment and deliver this weekend.
Well, interestingly, my biggest good surprise is not Lance Stroll. It's Fernando Alonso.
Wow.
Gotta be.
Ooh.
I'm in
Look
full
at you.
Delulu Fernando Alonso fanboy mode, and I'm backing him for a good result. He's a very, very good round Singapore. Obviously, people associate Fernando Alonso and Singapore Grand Prix with a particular incident, forgetting that he is actually just generally really good around there. You know, won in Ferrari around there as well, and is really, really good around there, and doesn't always need his teammate to bin it in the wall and cause a safety car. So, yeah,
That
Fernando
could also
Alonso,
go
come
down
on.
as biggest good surprise if Lance yeets it in the wall and allows Fernando Alonso to win with a well-timed safety car. I'm just saying I'm taking the points.
Fair enough.
Right, we now go to biggest flop. Oh, what are we stirring up this weekend? I have gone for Max Verstappen. Yes. Last year, he had a stinker. He had an absolute stinker. When Sergio Perez won the race, of course, Max was out of position as well, wasn't he? And then just had a horrendous race. And, you know, he can't win every race, although he hasn't won every race. But since we've started saying it, he's won every race. I smell it. I sense it. And literally, it would him finishing second, that's a point.
Fair. A flop for him now is finishing second because he's won all these in a row. And yeah, last year was, you almost forget about the race because it feels like Max just dominated forever, but it was a rare Max Verstappen L, wasn't it? Just a clumsy race from him. So, wow, I mean, if that happens again, we're in for a cracker. So my biggest flop is Valtteri Bottas. It's just based off vibes again. Just think he's going to have a bit of a stinker. Saw that he got beaten last year by Zhou Guanyu by quite a big margin in quali. And I don't feel like this is a Valtteri circuit. So watch him pop it on pole now. But
I hope he does, off the back of a whopping 1 point. He had
very, very good
lovely
last
race at the Italian Grand Prix, and you just want to see him fail.
I don't, but if you got a point at Monza, this is a very different circuit. So, yeah, let's wait and see.
Let's move to pole position now then. And I have been in the kitchen, Tommy. My ingredients have been all over the place, and I'm not sure if I'm cooking up a storm or something absolutely horrendous. My pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix is Lewis Hamilton. Oh, yes. He did one of the greatest pole position laps of all time around this circuit, the Marina Bay circuit. And I just feel like he might pull out something very special again. I mean, if I've gone for biggest flop Max Verstappen, I can't put him on pole. I could, but I'm not going to.
Interesting. My pole position, I have gone for Fernando Alonso.
What?
Look, I've gone serious. I told you I'm fanboying big time on this, and it's interesting actually because I did nearly pick Lewis Hamilton. When I think of Singapore, I do remember kind of for years actually, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, and actually also Sebastian Vettel would just, they'd be so good around there. But I've gone for Fernando. He's got to have that moment. Come on, please. Please, please, please. I need it to happen because my God, on the watch along, it would be quite something if he gets pole. surely in that Aston he can cook up a storm.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes and members. Tommy, they've got a lot of different classes. I challenge you to name as many as you can in 10 seconds. Go.
Okay, here we go. Illustration, graphic design, photography, UI, UX design, creative writing, animation, fine art, music production, film and video, marketing, productivity, web development, craft, social media, and more.
Good work. That was fantastic work, mate. Skillshare has classes to take you from beginner to pro alongside a supportive community. Just like me and you, Tommy, hey? We support each other, don't we? I've always wanted to be a little bit more creative, so I tried the Mastering Adobe Illustrator class, and safe to say, I picked up a few new skills. Well, the first 1,000 people to use the link in our description will be lucky enough to receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So you better be quick. Right, let's go to our top 3 now then. In third place, I have gone for Max Verstappen.
Interesting.
I don't know what's going to happen, Tommy, but he's going to finish third. That's all I know.
It'll be his worst result of the year. How mad is that to think
And
about?
still on the podium and adding another trophy to his collection.
P3, I have gone for Lewis Hamilton. Like you, Hamilton's great around here. Think he's going to have a good race. I'd be surprised if he wasn't on the podium. He's very, very good around here.
Okay. In second position, I've gone for Sergio Perez. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Checo is back. And he
Beating
beats Max Verstappen. We all then ask, is the championship back on? Sky make a graphic. We then get the 2 protagonists and then the minus 170 points or whatever it'll be. Trust me. This is all based on vibes. Don't get upset if you're a Max Verstappen fan. You've had everything this year.
How dare you? No, you're not allowed to say that. P2, I have gone for Max Verstappen. We've both not predicted him to win. So
oh, God, he's winning by a lap.
I don't know what this means. I mean, nothing's worked, so who knows?
And we don't talk prior to these predictions, do we?
No, we
don't go, oh, are you going to go a bit crazy this week? Yeah, what about you? We have no idea until we literally press record.
Look, we all love a bit of delusion from every now and then, and I'm going for Max Verstappen P2.
We have turned it up to 100. And finally, the winner of the Singapore Grand Prix for me is Lewis Hamilton. Yes. Can you imagine the scenes if Hamilton wins again after it being since 2021 Saudi Arabia? That's crazy. Yeah. If he gets pole, it's game on. Singapore. You never know what can happen.
P1, I've gone for Fernando Alonso. Let's go. Come on, Fernando.
Wow.
I just want to see it so badly that I just like, let's just go for it. It's a rare, optimistic Tommy, and we're going to see Fernando Alonso get win 33, and I will be just, I don't know what I'll do if he
clothless.
If he does.
You've just literally grabbed, and so have I, all of our eggs and put it either on Hamilton or Alonso for this week.
Yeah, Red Bull obviously on the cusp of winning everything, and well, we've both gone for the fact that win streak ends. At the moment, I'm kind of like, oh, I'd love a Fernando win. It would be cool to see someone else, but don't get me wrong. And I think even you said this, that you'd like this, that when it gets near the end, if they're still on it, they've got to do the whole thing, because that would be incredible to see.
I don't know how many I said previously. I've now changed it to 2 to go. I will then support Red Bull. Okay, let's go to our one crazy prediction now then. I've gone for more than 4 DNFs. That might not sound crazy, but it is in modern Formula 1. And I'm using a bit of Singapore in there, a bit of rain, bit of spice. More than 4 DNFs. No, 4 or more DNFs. Let's put it that way. 4 or more.
Get the wording right.
Yeah, I saw more than 4. I was like, that means 5, Matt. 4 or more.
Interesting. I have gone for both Alpines in the points.
Off the back of the worst weekend they've ever had.
Well, yeah, they were pretty appalling. That being said, well, they've had worse weekends, because didn't they do 2 races in a row where they double DNF'd? But
that's true. Actually,
Alpine have not had a very good time recently, but surely they're going to be. You'd think they'd be a lot better around here. That's not so power focused. But hey, maybe the new layout absolutely screws them and they're awful. But
they saw that change and they were like, no.
No,
Top
corners,
speed.
please.
No, more corners, please. And there are 3 crazy predictions from you wonderful lots. If you want to get involved, remember we post a graphic on Twitter and Instagram, MattP1Tommy. First is from Peachy Ken. Logie Sarge, first points. Not backing that at all. Not around a track like Singapore. I love how we're literally... It's going to be the most bone-dry weekend of all time now that we're literally locking in. It's going to be the way. I just said there's potential. You're like, nah, it's wet, mate. It's wet. Fernando Alonso win. It's like Monaco.
Yeah, Logie points is bold. Logie needs to get a point there, doesn't he? Because Albon's having a great season, got a lot of points, and I think it's a conundrum for Williams at the end of the season if Logan Sargent hasn't scored a point, because that's not good enough in my opinion. Like,
agreed. Absolutely agreed.
You can't not score a point in that Williams now. It's a decent enough car.
Next prediction comes in from Remain_in_Rose. Piastri podium. I feel like this happens literally every week. There's a Piastri crazy prediction, whether it's a podium or him winning, I think it was in Monza. Yeah, I don't know what to think about this. I don't think so. I think McLaren, I'm not going to say that they are going to get a podium.
They are. It's a weird one because they're like, they need the quick corners, but then very fast track like Monza, they're obviously not good at all.
And the final prediction is from Chris_HNT. Large turn 1 crash at the start, similar to 2017. Well, if we have some rain, who knows? Because that turn 1 can be pretty difficult to navigate. I remember Max Verstappen last year just cut the inside of the first corner and was like, nah, don't fancy any of that. So yeah, we shall see. Right, that is it. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back for lots more content, as you know. Please be sure to click the subscribe button. We're very close to 400,000 subscribers. Tom is dropping something, and we'll see you very soon for another piece of content. Bye!
Bye!